In the previous video, we discussed about the autotrophic nutrition, the complete process of autotrophic nutrition, that is majorly which is called as the photosynthesis process. Now in this video, we will be discussing about the heterotrophic nutrition. Now in the heterotrophic nutrition, the organisms who cannot prepare their own food, who cannot synthesize their own food, they are dependent on other organisms. Their mode of nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Now the word heterotrophic means heteros is others and trophy is nutrition. So the organisms who are dependent on other organisms for their nutrition, they are called as the heterotrophic organisms. And the mode of nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so in these conditions, many different types or categories of organisms are there, and their mode of taking the food also is different. And we have made some categories of heterotrophic nutrition depending on the way they take the food, the way they break down the food, or they simplify the food. So in that, three major categories are there. One is the saprophytic mode. Okay, and the other is parasitic, and the third one is the holozoic. Okay, so in saprophytic mode, as you all must be aware of the term saprophytes. Saprophytes are those organisms who depend on definitely on other organisms, but the organisms is not living. They depend on the dead and decaying organisms, right? So saprophytes depend on dead and decaying objects. Okay, dead and decaying objects. So it can be a dead organism, a plant, an animal, anything, right? Or it can be any food products, because we have already seen the bread molds in lower classes. You have seen the bread molds that develop, the fungus that develop on the leftover food, right? And the fungus that develops on different logs of wood which is kept untouched or which is kept not used. So in such cases, there is development of fungus. So they prefer the dead and decaying organic matter. Now, in this particular type of organisms, their mode of nutrition is they break the food into simpler particles first, then they absorb it, right? So, first thing is dead and decaying. Second is break down food first and then absorb. Okay, then absorb. Clear? So first they will break down into simpler particle, then they will absorb for their nutrition purpose. So you must be knowing the example of saprophytes, that is the complete phylum of fungi, and some bacteria also can be considered as the saprophytic organisms, right? Okay. Now, what is the next category? The next category or the next mode of nutrition is the parasitic mode of nutrition. Now, this is another peculiar type of nutrition where one organism is dependent on the other, and at the same time it is harming the other organisms, right? So in parasitic mode, what happens? For its shelter and food, the organism is dependent on another organism, but at the same time it also creates harm for the other organism, right? Okay, so here the other organism is called host, and the organism which is dependent is called the parasite. Okay, the parasite and host. Now parasite is dependent on the host organism, right? Okay, so the parasite takes nutrition from host. Okay, and harms the host. Okay, so the parasite dependent on the host takes the food, the nutrition from the host, it takes the shelter in the host, and at the same time it is harmful for the host. So it's a kind of negative relationship with one organism and the other. And the third category is the holozoic type of nutrition. So in holozoic type of nutrition, what happens? Unlike the saprophytic, in saprophytic what happens? The food is broken down into simpler particles first, then it is absorbed. But here the food is absorbed and then broken down into simple particles. So I will write food absorbed and then broken into simple particles. This is the principle of holozoic nutrition. Even though there are more complexities are there, we are going to discuss that in detail, the holozoic process. But the basic concept of holozoic nutrition is food is absorbed first, then it is broken into simpler particles. Okay, and they follow stages of this process. The nutrition is completed in different stages, and whichever organism completes those stages, they all can come under the holozoic nutrition category. Whether it is a single-celled organism like amoeba and other different type of those single-celled organisms, or it can be a very complex organism like human beings or mammals. So whichever organism follows this principle, the food is absorbed, then inside the body the food is converted into simple molecules or the absorbable form of molecules. They come under the holozoic nutrition. Clear? So let us discuss the holozoic nutrition steps. So steps involved in the holozoic nutrition. So let us write holozoic again. Okay. So holozoic nutrition. Nutrition has 5 important steps, right? So what is the step number 1? Step number 1 is ingestion. Okay. The step number 2 is digestion. Right? Step number 3 is absorption. And step number 4 is assimilation. And step number 5 is egestion. Okay, so these are the 5 steps by which the holozoic nutrition is completed. So whoever organism follows these 5 steps, they all will come under holozoic nutrition, whether it is an amoeba or it is a human being or it is a mammal, right? So ingestion means the taking in of food. Okay, that process, the way the food is taken in, that process is called as ingestion. Digestion means breaking food into simple substance. Okay. Absorption, the simple substance, the simple molecules are absorbed, okay, by blood. Clear? Okay. Assimilation, utilization of nutrients. The simple molecules are called as the nutrient molecules, right? The simple substances. After they are broken down into simple particles, they are called as the nutrient molecules. Now the last part is removal of solid waste. Okay, so these are the 5 steps which has to be completed during the Holozoic nutrition. Clear? Okay. Now 2 examples we will see in Holozoic nutrition. One, we will see the simplest organism, a single-celled organism, that is amoeba. And the other, we will see the most complex organism, the most complex body design, that is the human being. So let us first see how Holozoic nutrition is carried out in a single-celled organism called amoeba. So we all know that amoeba is a single-celled organism and it does not have a definite shape, right? So this is the structure of an amoeba. The nucleus is here, cytoplasm and the plasma membrane. Clear? So never write the amoeba is shapeless. Shapeless word is not having any meaning. So whenever you are writing the answer or regarding any answer about the amoeba, write always the amoeba is not having a definite shape. So don't write shapeless. Amoeba is shapeless. Now suppose the particular organism come across a food particle, right? This is the food particle. Now what is happening here? The food particle, the organism wants to take inside the body because it is following the Holozoic mode of nutrition. So first it has to take the food, then it will break down the food inside the body. So as it doesn't have any organ systems or organs, so only one single cell, the single cell will carry out the Holozoic process. So at the end we will see why are we calling the process of amoeba nutrition as Holozoic, right? Because it follows all the 5 stages of Holozoic nutrition. So once it comes across with the food particle, suppose this is the food particle, what it does, it starts extending its plasma membrane in the form of pseudopodia. You must have heard about pseudopodia, right? So what is this? This is called as pseudopodia. Now what is the meaning of pseudopodia? Pseudos means false. Podes means feet. So the meaning of pseudopodia is false feet. So when it needs to catch the food or during the locomotion time also, the amoeba uses the same pseudopodia. So when it requires, it changes the shape of plasma membrane and makes it like a feet. The shape changes into a feet-like structure. That's why we call it as pseudopodia, because it is not a regular feet. It is a false feet which is created for the time being, for the purpose to be solved. So we call it as false feet or pseudopodia. So the pseudopodia starts extending towards the food, and then what happens when it almost circles the food particle, slowly this part will join in the plasma membrane. Okay, so this part joins and this part also joins, right? Okay, so now the feet-like structure completely forms a sac-like structure which is called as the vacuole. Vacuole you have studied in class 9, a cell organelle which stores materials, right? So it forms a food vacuole. Clear? And then the plasma membrane again retains its shape. Now what is this called? This is the food vacuole and this is the food particle. Okay, So now the food vacuole, which was formed by the extension of plasma membrane, is inside the amoeba body. Next, what happens after the food vacuole is inside the amoeba body? Then what happens? There is presence of lysosome, right? You have read lysosome in class 9 cell organelles. What is the role of lysosome? Lysosome has all the types of digestive enzymes. So it can digest any kind of organic material. So next work is done by the lysosome. So the lysosome comes very near to the food vacuole and they start releasing the enzymes into the food vacuole. Okay, so lysosome comes very close to the food vacuole and they release the enzyme into the food vacuole. Clear? So why it is coming very near to the food vacuole? Why it did not release here in the cytoplasm and then the enzyme could have gone inside the food vacuole? Now why it is doing that? Because if the enzymes are released from the lysosome in the cell, it will destroy its own cell materials, because cell is also made up of organic material. So once the enzyme is released inside the cytoplasm, the total cell of the total body of the amoeba will be destroyed. So by instinct, the lysosome will go very near to the food vacuole and releases the enzyme into the vacuole, so that only the food particle is degenerated, digested or disintegrated by the process of enzyme action. Clear? And this property we call, because of this property we call lysosome as the suicidal bag of the cell. It can destroy its own host cell. Clear? Okay. Now after the lysosome releases the enzyme will divide or break the food particle into simpler substances. Clear? So the solid food particle now with the action of enzymes is disintegrated or divided, broken down into simpler particles. Now what is the next step? The next step is it has to be absorbed. As it is not having more complex structure, the cytoplasm, so the food particle must reach the cytoplasm. So next what happens, I'll erase this lysosomes and I'll show how the food particles are, again they go into the cytoplasm. So what happens here? The food particle starts moving out of the vacuole. So the vacuole disintegrates, right? So the vacuole also, after some time, the vacuole also disappears, okay? And the food particles, they move into the cytoplasm and they will be utilized for the repair, growth, the development process of the amoeba. Now, after the food is taken, the food, then waste material will be produced, and the waste material also can be digested by production of waste vacuole. Okay? So now, does this amoeba follow the stages of holozoic nutrition or not? We have studied under holozoic nutrition. Now we have to check whether the amoeba has followed the steps of holozoic nutrition or not. Now first step is ingestion. Did it follow the ingestion process? Yes, it followed the ingestion process. When it captured the food and taken it inside the body, that process can be considered as the ingestion step. Now when the lysosome releases the enzymes and the food particle is broken into simpler materials, that can be considered as digestion process. Now when the digested material, the food simple particles, they were entering into the different parts of cytoplasm, that can be considered as the absorption process. And when the amoeba utilizes the food and it performs its growth, repair, development, it is considered as the assimilation stage. And finally, when the waste is removed, that is considered as the agitation stage. So, we understood that the amoeba completes all the 5 stages of holozoic nutrition. So, What happens here? We can consider the amoeba nutrition also under the category of holozoic nutrition. So, in the next video, we will be discussing the holozoic nutrition in human.